Folks, this is the Third Hand Archery Accessories hip clip, better known as your Kentucky bow carrier. What it is simply is a 1.5 piece wide of tire rubber, Goodyear, not Firestone. It's got a V taper on this side, and what that's for is it will hold your bow's string with an 1.5 wide piece of rubber, and it firmly holds it in there. Also at this point, it is your balance point of your bow, which keeps it from rocking and flopping out like some of the other bow carriers. Now you can use this on your hip if you're practicing in your backyard or shooting 3D. It also is a great for carrying your binoculars while you're shooting 3D too. If you take your binoculars, the V taper, when you sit down, it keeps your binoculars, the rope coming loose and losing your binoculars while you're shooting 3D. Folks, if you ever go out west, you give your eye teeth for the hip clip or Kentucky bow carrier and your accessory belt. We spend all day glassing and hiking. What to do with your bow? Well, what I like to do is put it on my accessory belt, which goes up over top my heavy coveralls. Now it elevates the bow up above the weeds so I can get through the brush a lot easier. But if I'm glassing the hillsides, which you will be doing if you go out west, you just pull your bow to the front, put your elbows on here, and now it makes you nice and solid for them long glancing shots that you take. It keeps your binoculars from shaking all over the place. After a while, it will get tiring up here after you're carrying your bow for an hour or two, even though it only weighs 3 or 4 pounds. It does get heavy, so you take your hip clip off of here, put it down onto your belt, and carry it on your hip for a while. Folks, when I go scouting in the early fall, during the hunting season, I like to take my bow with me. You never know when a deer will come up. An easy way to do this is to, once again, put the bow holder, your hip clip bow holder, onto your accessory belt, put it up over your coveralls, and go. If you have your bow with you going through the woods and a deer does pop up, at least you have your bow with you and you have an opportunity to take a shot. Folks, when you're tracking a downed deer, you need your bow with you, just not in your hands. Here I've taken the hip clip, put it on my accessory belt, got it up over the shoulder. And as you can see, I'm down here looking for a blood trail. I'm on my knees, and yet the bow's still above the ground. It's a great way to carry your bow through the woods. Folks, when I'm taking a tree stand to or from the woods, I like to take my bow with me also. So what I do, once again, is I got the hip clip on my tree stand accessory belt. It's up over my heavy coveralls or my camouflage. And as you can see, I do have my equalizer tree stand on my back. Now, if it's really cold, what I like to do is just take and put my hands in my pockets. Keeps my fingers from getting numb starting out in the morning. I got my bow up front and my tree stand on my back, and I'm ready to book. Folks, most archery shops around the country sell shoulder slings, and they start at about 30 bucks. All they do is carry your bow. The hip clip and the accessory belt together carries your bow, and it'll hold up to 100 pounds of gear for you in your tree stand all day long. And most pro shops, you can get both pieces for less than 25 bucks.